Ladies, I'm about to betray my own gender and tell you something most men would never admit. I'm going to expose the 6 places where we actually meet affair partners. Places you'd never think to check because they seem completely innocent. Pay attention, because once you know these locations, you'll never look at our hobbies and activities the same way again. Place number 1. The gym and fitness classes. Here's what we'll never tell you about the gym. It's not really about getting in shape for you. Sure, that's what we say, and maybe it starts that way. But the gym is actually the perfect hunting ground, and we know it. Think about it from our perspective. The gym has everything we need for an affair to develop naturally. There's the shared physical experience, the endorphins, the athletic wear, the sweating together. It creates instant chemistry without us even trying. Here's how it really works. We don't go looking for trouble, but when we see an attractive woman struggling with her form or needing a spotter, we offer help. It seems innocent. We're just being helpful gym buddies. You probably encourage this kind of behavior because it makes us seem like good guys. The conversations start about fitness goals and workout routines. Nothing threatening there, right? But then she mentions she's training for a marathon, and suddenly we have a shared interest. Or she's trying a new diet, and we happen to know all about it. The gym becomes our common ground. The progression is automatic. Post-workout conversations in the parking lot because we finished our sets at the same time. Grabbing protein shakes together because we're both headed that direction anyway. Meeting for weekend hikes because we're both into fitness now. What you don't see is how physical proximity during workouts creates intimacy. Spotting each other means physical contact. Partner exercises mean working together toward goals. Personal training sessions mean one-on-one time with built-in excuses for touching and close instruction. Here's the genius part. You actually support this. When we suddenly become dedicated to fitness, you're thrilled. You encourage our gym time because it's healthy. You buy us new workout gear because you want us to feel confident. You never question why we have such strong preferences about which classes to attend or which gym to join. The warning signs are there if you know what to look for. Our workout schedule becomes absolutely rigid. Specific classes that can't be missed. Specific times that can't be changed. We become particular about our appearance before going to the gym, which never mattered before. We get defensive when you ask about our workout partners or want to join us occasionally. Our phone behavior changes too. It goes into the locker during workouts, conveniently preventing you from reaching us during that time window. We have detailed explanations for why certain workout partners are necessary for our fitness goals. The emotional connection develops through shared vulnerability. Supporting someone through physical challenges, celebrating their personal records, understanding their body image struggles. It creates bonds that feel deeper than casual friendship. The gym becomes our private world together. Why don't you suspect the gym? Because fitness seems like the opposite of infidelity. It's about self-improvement, building something positive, health and vitality. The very virtue of working out provides perfect cover for developing inappropriate relationships. Place number 2. Professional development and continuing education. This one is particularly calculated because we use your own ambitions against you. When we decide to pursue continuing education or professional development, you not only support it, you're proud of it. You see it as an investment in our shared future. Here's what's really happening. Educational environments are intellectual intimacy breeding grounds. There's something powerful about learning alongside someone, sharing the vulnerability of not knowing everything, experiencing the excitement of discovery together. We choose courses strategically, not just for career advancement, but for the social opportunities they provide. We look for programs with group projects, study sessions, networking events. We pick evening or weekend classes that give us legitimate reasons to be away from home regularly. The affair develops through what appears to be academic collaboration, study groups that extend beyond class time and happen in coffee shops or libraries, project partnerships that require outside meetings and private communication, mentorship relationships where professional guidance gradually becomes personal connection. The beauty of the academic schedule is the built-in cover it provides. Evening classes explain why we're not home for dinner. Weekend intensives justify entire days away. Conference travel requires overnight stays in different cities. Online coursework means we need private computer time for video calls and collaboration. We learn to speak the language of professional development as a shield. We talk about networking opportunities, essential study groups, career advancement. The coursework demands our full attention and commitment. These connections could lead to job opportunities that benefit our family's future. You don't question it because supporting our education feels like supporting your own financial security. Professional development seems like exactly the kind of investment that benefits your relationship. Questioning our academic pursuits feels like sabotaging your own future prosperity. The warning signs emerge in our sudden academic enthusiasm. We develop interest in career development that wasn't there before. We become defensive about study group members or project partnerships. We spend excessive time on coursework that seems disproportionate to the actual requirements. Our communication patterns change around class time. We have long phone conversations that end abruptly when you enter the room. We send secretive text messages about projects and assignments. We need privacy for group video calls that somehow always require closed doors. The intellectual connection often runs deeper than physical attraction. Shared learning experiences create profound bonds. The combination of vulnerability and discovery creates intense intimacy. Academic partnerships feel meaningful in ways that casual encounters never could. Place number 3. Children's activities and school events. This one might shock you the most because it seems like the safest possible environment. But here's the truth. Parenting communities are emotional goldmines for men looking for connection. When we suddenly become more involved in our children's activities, you're usually delighted. Finally, we're stepping up as fathers. Finally, we're taking interest in their development. You encourage this involvement because it seems like exactly what a good father should do. What you don't see is how children's activities create natural bonding opportunities. There's shared investment in child welfare, common experience of parenting challenges, mutual concern for our children's happiness and development. It's automatic inclusion in each other's most important priority. The connection develops through innocent interactions that seem completely appropriate. Carpooling arrangements create private conversation time. Organizing team events requires extensive planning and communication. Coffee after dropping kids off extends into personal discussions about parenting philosophies and family dynamics. We progress through emotional support disguised as co-parenting assistance. We help each other through children's behavioral challenges, share advice about developmental concerns, commiserate about spouse relationships while bonding over shared parenting experiences. The cover story is absolutely bulletproof because everything appears to be about the children. Our increased involvement in school activities seems admirable. Volunteering for committees appears community-minded. Planning team parties shows dedication to our children's happiness. We become particular about which activities we attend and which parent volunteers we work with. We develop strong opinions about school committees and team organizations. We start staying later at events for cleanup and planning discussions. We become the go-to parent for organizing social gatherings. The emotional connection develops through shared vulnerability about parenting concerns. Discussing our children's futures, our fears about their development, our pride in their achievements. These conversations create profound intimacy. The automatic inclusion in family decision-making makes the relationship feel essential. You don't suspect it because children's needs take absolute priority in family life. School communities feel safe and family-oriented. The very focus on child welfare makes the environment seem beyond romantic consideration. Co-parenting communication appears necessary and appropriate. Place number 4. Volunteer work and charitable organizations. This strategy exploits your moral values against your relationship security. When we develop sudden interest in volunteer work or community service, you feel proud of our social consciousness and commitment to helping others. Charitable environments are value-based bonding accelerators. Volunteer work creates immediate connection through shared moral purpose, common commitment to helping others, mutual investment in making a difference, shared experience of working toward humanitarian goals. We choose volunteer opportunities strategically, not just for the cause, but for the social dynamics they provide. We look for organizations with regular committee meetings, event planning requirements, collaborative projects that necessitate private communication and coordination. The affair develops through what appears to be charitable collaboration, committee meetings that extend beyond business into personal conversation, one-on-one project planning sessions that become intimate discussions about life, values, and purpose, event organization that requires frequent communication and private meetings. The charitable connection deepens through emotional experiences shared during volunteer activities, supporting each other through difficult cases, celebrating successful community impact, processing the emotional weight of helping others in crisis. We find meaning and purpose together through service. The cover story is morally unassailable. The work is about helping others, serving the community, making a positive difference. Our increased involvement appears selfless and admirable. Questioning volunteer partnerships feels petty and selfish compared to the important work we're doing. We become consumed by specific organizations or causes. Committee meetings can't be missed or rescheduled. Fundraising events require extensive preparation and planning. Community service projects necessitate weekend and evening commitments that take precedence over family time. We use emotional manipulation that exploits your moral values. We position your questioning as unsupportive of important charity work. We make your concerns seem petty compared to helping others in need. We create moral high ground that makes investigation feel selfish and small-minded. You don't question it because charitable work seems morally superior to personal relationship concerns. Supporting good causes feels more important than relationship monitoring. The very nobility of charity work provides perfect moral camouflage for developing inappropriate relationships. Place number 5. Support groups and wellness communities. This strategy is particularly manipulative because it exploits your compassion and your respect for mental health. When we join support groups or wellness communities, you feel proud that we're addressing our issues and taking responsibility for emotional well-being. Support environments are vulnerability-based intimacy accelerators. Support groups create profound emotional connections through shared trauma and mutual healing. There's common experience of struggle, vulnerability of admitting problems, mutual support through difficult recovery processes. We choose support groups strategically, not necessarily because we need the help, but because these environments provide perfect cover for developing emotional connections. Grief counseling, addiction recovery, mental health support. These create instant bonding through shared vulnerability. The therapeutic affair develops through what appears to be healing support. We share personal trauma and childhood wounds, support each other through recovery setbacks and breakthroughs, have private check-ins outside group sessions to continue therapeutic conversations. The recovery connection deepens through shared journey of personal growth. We process past relationships and family dysfunction together, support each other through current life challenges, find validation and understanding that feels unique and irreplaceable. The cover story is therapeutically protected. Group confidentiality prevents outside questioning. Mental health stigma discourages your investigation. Recovery processes require trust, privacy, and emotional space that you're expected to respect without interference. We make our recovery involvement central to our identity. Specific meetings can't be missed regardless of family commitments. Group members become our primary emotional support system. Therapeutic relationships take precedence over marriage communication because recovery work requires privacy. We use emotional manipulation through healing language. We position your questioning as damaging to our recovery process. We make emotional connections seem like therapeutic progress rather than inappropriate relationships. We create guilt around monitoring relationships that are supposed to be helping our mental health. You don't question it because mental health support seems necessary and important. Recovery work appears beyond romantic consideration. Questioning therapeutic relationships feels unsupportive of our healing journey. Privacy around mental health issues is expected and respected in modern relationships. Place number 6. Online gaming and virtual communities. This one you probably dismiss as completely harmless, which is exactly why it works so well. When we develop interest in online gaming, you might even feel relieved. At least we're staying home instead of going out to bars or clubs. Here's what you don't understand about virtual environments. They create real emotional connections with sophisticated relationship-building opportunities. Online gaming provides consistent interaction through shared challenges, common investment in goals, teamwork requirements, and bonding through virtual experiences. We choose gaming communities strategically, not just for entertainment, but for the social opportunities they provide. Multiplayer games with voice chat, virtual reality experiences with immersive interaction, gaming teams that require coordination and regular communication. The digital affair develops through gaming partnerships that extend beyond game time. Voice chat during sessions becomes personal conversation. Private messaging within game platforms evolves into intimate communication. Video calls for team strategy turn into relationship discussions. The virtual connection deepens through emotional support disguised as gaming friendship. We share personal problems during game downtime, support each other through real-life challenges while maintaining game partnerships, find understanding and validation through online communication. The cover story is technologically dismissive. Gaming appears childish and non-threatening to relationship security. Virtual interactions seem less serious than real-world relationships. Online friendships appear innocent and platonic. Gaming communities feel male-dominated and romantically safe. Our gaming involvement becomes obsessive and protective. Specific gaming sessions can't be interrupted or rescheduled. Online team commitments take precedence over family activities. Gaming communications become private and secretive through headset use that prevents conversation oversight. We develop new interest in gaming conventions and real-world meetups that provide opportunities for physical contact. The online relationship gradually transitions to real-world meetings disguised as innocent gaming community events. You don't suspect it because gaming seems like escapist entertainment rather than relationship building. Virtual interactions appear less intimate than physical ones. Online communities feel distant and impersonal. Gaming time seems like harmless personal space rather than relationship opportunity. The truth about how we operate. Here's what you need to understand about how we actually think when we're developing these connections. We don't start out planning to have affairs. We start out enjoying the attention, the validation, the excitement of someone new being interested in us. We know you won't question these activities because you want to support our self-improvement. You encourage our fitness goals, educational pursuits, parenting involvement, charitable work, mental health journey, and personal hobbies. Your support becomes the shield that protects our developing affairs. Now that you know where we actually meet affair partners, what should you do with this information? The goal isn't to forbid all activities or become a surveillance expert in your own relationship. The goal is awareness that allows for healthy communication and appropriate boundaries. Real protection comes from addressing emotional needs within your marriage before we get them met elsewhere. Create opportunities for shared experiences and deep connection with us. Maintain open communication about attractions, friendships, and emotional connections outside the marriage. Trust your instincts when our behavior patterns change. Notice increased secrecy around activities that were previously open. Pay attention to defensive responses about new friendships or partnerships. Watch for emotional investment in activities that completely exclude you. Understanding where affairs commonly begin is just the first step. The real work is building a relationship strong enough that outside opportunities don't feel necessary or appealing to either partner. Use this knowledge not to become suspicious, but to become more intentional about building the kind of relationship that naturally protects itself through deep connection and honest communication.